Hey everyone, welcome. This is episode 75. I'm with my friend, and this is actually part two. I have already had Nick Speed, the founder of Ujima, on the podcast, but this is the update. And so, Nick, thank you for being here. I'm so grateful. We met originally in 2020, so we did an accelerator together, did our podcast like shortly after that, and then here we are in 2025. So yeah, give us an update. Reintroduce yourself.
Yes, thank you so much again for the invitation, and I'm excited to be back for sure. So yeah, I am Nick Speed. I'm from St. Louis, born and raised here, and I've been here majority of my life. I went away briefly for undergrad. I went to Howard University for a stint, and I've been back ever since. And so I just love and appreciate this city so much, even more so after coming back, after spending some time in DC. And so I have new communities that I've been a part of since I've been back, and it's been really cool. And now that I have kids here, and to see them grow up has been really special. And so I'm just so grateful for the opportunities I have to connect with some amazing individuals in my personal life, and then as well as in work. I feel like I get an opportunity to be the change that I want to see in this world for sure.
Yes, Nick. Yeah, you've always been a people person, like since day one. And I very much appreciate that, especially as a fellow parent, someone that really loves St. Louis and just like pours into it just truly with the heart and soul. Like local business, like who can we get on the ground? It's just like it's inspirational and it's very refreshing.
I appreciate that for sure.
Yes. Okay, so tell us some updates about Ujima. What's been
Yes. So we talked a little bit about this offline, but we just got back from New Orleans and we had a great time. New Orleans is one of my favorite cities, so we got a chance to take one of our staff of the Sunflower Institute, Dr. Brittany Connors, and then we also got a chance to bring a couple of our Sunflower Institute alums, Demetria and Ryan, along with us. And so it was just really cool to make it. This is our second time attending this conference, but this is the 10th annual HBCU Climate Change Conference. So it was just a really cool learning experience. I think it was over 400 people registered. And so, yeah, it was just a really cool space, and to meet folks literally from all over the world was really powerful.
That's so beautiful. And when you say alums, the Ujima program has changed a little bit. So now we're traveling. We are able to meet with other organizations, farmers, activists from all over. But the kids are going through a specific program now, the Sunflower Institute. Will you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we are going into year five of this program, the Sunflower Institute, and it's something that's very near and dear to my heart. And so we work with 16 to 21-year-olds, and we engage them in six different, I would say, main categories. So we engage them in agriculture through our urban farm. We engage them in culinary arts via cooking classes and teaching them about shopping and preparing meals for themselves and others. We engage them in conservation and outdoor education, and then occupational therapy. Shout out to Dr. Brittany Connors. And then we also engage them in professional development and entrepreneurship. And so the idea is to really support them in their next chapter of life, whether they're graduating high school, whether they're in between high school and college, whether they're currently an undergrad. We really want to support them with those really important skills to help navigate the different challenges of life, and really build those support systems to allow them to achieve their goals and to really thrive.
Absolutely. And it's such a special place where they can get, grounding. They can connect with the land and nature. They get field trips, camping trips, float trips, parks and things like that, as well as the professional development and the mental health. Dr. Brittany Connors was actually on the podcast as well, and she was in our accelerator program too. So she's the homie. We love Brittany. And so to see that even though she moved away, she's still in touch. She can participate in the summer program. She can meet you guys when you travel, but you're very close. The kids are super close, and that's so hard when I think about the teenage years and early adulthood, like fitting in and feeling safe is an issue. So I love that you guys have included the mental health. That's such a big deal.
Yes, absolutely. And it was honestly just birthed out of my struggles during that time period, whether it be struggles with anxiety, struggles with not knowing what I wanted to do in life at that point in time, and just having to figure it out. And so, yeah, it's just so many changes during that time of life. And so, just, recognizing the struggles that I had and wanting to show up for the next generation because they're going to need their support, and we need them to achieve their dreams and their aspirations for sure.
We do. Okay, so one of the dreams and aspirations when I think about the entrepreneurship and professional development, Ujima hosted the most amazing fundraiser this past year, and it was at Tech Artista downtown. And one of my like diamond babies, Zion, I
Yes,
love him. I need him on the podcast.
yes, absolutely.
He curated the most amazing fashion show, you guys. And he did it with Kim at Liberated Roots Oasis. It's a vintage clothing shop called Roots Oasis on Jefferson here in South City. And they curated with all the youth, all of the teens in the program, this incredible fashion show, which was like, it was like vintage, but it was also like farmer vibes. And it was just like, I've never
Yes,
seen a fashion show like that. Everybody had flowers and there were like themes and there were men too. And it was just perfection. And I was like, I don't think I've ever been to a fundraiser like this. And to know that the kids were leading it and connecting with local businesses, Nick, like that was so special.
yes, and it was just incredible because this was technically this was the second year that we've done the fundraiser in this fashion. And so for them to level it up in the way that they did, and Zion for him to take off, this was the first time that the teams actually scheduled their own planning session without us. And so it was just really cool for them to take the lead. I know for them, a lot of them, this was their first time planning an event of that magnitude. And so they were very gracious with us, and we helped them along in the process. But just the end result to see was just really cool. And so now I feel like we have a blueprint for the fundraisers going forward for sure. And we're excited to share that Zion will be with us again this summer. So, yes, looking forward to it for
Oh,
sure.
perfection. Yeah, and the local vendors and the local food, like everything is so intentional and special. It was such a community vibe. Even the way his mom spoke and just like loved on him in front of the whole group. Like those kids, you don't get that at school. You literally do not get that. So it's so important for us to pour into programs that are built by like the next generation. Like, hey, we're millennials. We were just there like 10 years ago. This is the kind of space that we would have loved.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
For sure. Yeah. Super inspired by all of them. Absolutely.
Yes. So when I think about that, like, did you always want to volunteer with youth? Like, how did like this audience, how did you gravitate towards this group of people?
That's a good question. I think it really started through my work with nonprofits. So my first uh, I would say real experience was through Matthews Dickey Boys and Girls Club. And so I worked with the PR department, and we helped coordinate scholarship events for high school students. And
Oh,
so we coordinate things like fashion shows and other types of events for young people. And so just to be, even though I was just behind the scenes, but just to see that in action and to see the community build support around giving resources to these young people, I think was really an awesome window into that world. And then I followed up with AmeriCorps and I started working with Earth Dance Organic Farm School and the United Way. And so, in those opportunities to work with young people, I just really got excited about the work. Even though at times it was intimidating, I just really enjoyed just being around young people and just their energy and excitement and just realizing how much they actually do know and they do understand what's going on was just really powerful. And so, any opportunity I had to do that, whether it be like mentoring with Big Brothers Big Sisters, it just kind of like really it really, I think, ignited a passion in me with working with young people. And so yeah, just now that I had this opportunity to continue that work, I definitely wanted to do something more sustainable for sure.
yeah, more sustainable with the conservation and teaching folks how to cook for themselves and for others. Like, let's learn about nutrition. Let's learn about where it comes from, how to grow it. And George Washington Carver Farms, which is now property. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yes, yes. So we purchased this property in November of 2021. So we have a house and about 5 lots, a half acre in Fairground neighborhood in North City, just off of North Grand and Penrose. And so just so excited for the opportunity to continue our mission and bring about food justice and bring some green infrastructure and beauty to a once historic neighborhood. And so my grandmother also lives in Fairground, and so I'm just so grateful for this space and to be able to work closer to her and just be another opportunity of support in a community that has been devastated by food apartheid and environmental racism and you name it, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. And like even just the neighborhood cleanups, just picking up trash. I remember you guys picked up like a couple of tons of trash from around the neighborhood, like sofas that were just like tossed and just different pieces of furniture and like literal trash and to remove that to restore, like you said, infrastructure, but also beauty.
Hmm. For sure.
Yeah, we really want our neighborhoods to be something that we're like excited to be in and like inspired by. So to see this farm in the neighborhood in between all these houses, like the neighbors looking outside the window and it's springtime right now. Like I remember my boys, we even went for a harvest day this fall and we got to pick sweet potatoes and my kids like,
Yes.
how often do you get to do that?
Yes, for sure. That was a good time.
Mhm. Yes. So, in terms of the Sunflower Institute, where do you see it going in the next few years? What are your hopes and dreams now that it's been running, now that you're traveling, you've got the program, you've got the youth, the mental health training? Where do you see the future?
Yes, that is a good question. So I definitely see us expanding the program as we continue to find new partners. Right now, we only have capacity for 10 in our cohort, but we're looking to expand that to 20. We also want to look at providing more robust year-round support because we're finding that they're contacting us throughout the year and they need support, whether it be with college applications, whether it be help with financial aid, whether it be help with housing. We've had alums that actually lost housing and needed support. And so we are wanting to just be their resource. And we understand that we can't provide all the support, but leaning on partners, whether it be youth in need or STL youth jobs or community healthcare workers, folks who are uh, providing additional level of resources, housing, mental health support, so that we can just continue to show up for these young people because their lives don't stop when they graduate from the program. And it's on to the next challenge, and so we want to continue to foster that community and continue to build up those supports around them because it's not easy, and life only gets more complicated as you get older.
Mm, that's so good. I love the organizations that you mentioned: Youth in Need, STL Youth Jobs, the community healthcare workers. Um, that's so big. It's like when I think about it, we have all these different people, but they're spread out. And so when you talk about collaboration and partnership, I truly think that's the only way. That is the solution.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Beautiful. And year-round support for these youth. Because like you said, like it doesn't stop.
Absolutely.
It does not stop. Yes. Okay, amazing, Nick. So, do you have any final thoughts about Ujima, about the Sunflower Institute, about this work? Anything that you want to leave people with today?
Yes. So I am really excited about our work specifically with young people and the teen mental health first aid training. And so we are now officially a teen mental health first aid site. We have staff, myself included, who have the training needed to facilitate these workshops with high school students. And so I see examples of our young people struggling, whether it be the increased security at sporting events, whether it be the cancellation of homecoming and other opportunities due to violence, gun violence at these schools. Uh, we see examples of the need, and so I want to provide resources to our young people who are desperately letting us know that they need it. And so I'm really excited to offer this as a part of the Sunflower Institute, as well as open up this training to the greater St. Louis area for folks who need this kind of support. And so this is not just a resource for the young people in terms of getting access to the local resources, but this is also an opportunity to have professional development. So they will have a certification after completing the training course. They can go on to get more professional development, whether it's in youth mental health first aid. There's also adult mental health first aid. And so there's so many different arenas that you can tap into once you get into the teen mental health first aid. And so I'm grateful to just be another resource for the young people and for the community.
That's so big. I love that. Yeah, not just like who you work with specifically, but greater St. Louis, and the adults. And then this is going to trickle down to the kids.
Absolutely.
Very holistic. Thank you, Nick. This is huge. Like your passion is felt, like the commitment, your dedication. It's very genuine. So, how can we reach you? Tell us, how can people keep in touch with Ujima and how can people reach out to Nick if they want?
Yes, for sure. So I am on most of the social media platforms. You can definitely find me on LinkedIn. Myself personally, as well as Ujima, we're under Ujima STL on LinkedIn. And then also on Facebook and Instagram, myself personally, as well as Ujima. And so you can definitely find us on YouTube as well. So yes, we're definitely on the major social media platforms, and you can definitely reach out and hit us up for sure.
Beautiful. And I'm going to plug the newsletter as well because there's a lot of events. It's a very social organization as well. Lots of events like year-round volunteer days, farm days. So that is beautiful. Well, thank you, Nick. I so appreciate you. It's lovely to catch up and like hear the next level. Mhm.
Yes, I appreciate you, Anna.
Yay. All right, guys. Thank you. If you're looking for the most ethical, powerful, and magical fucking aromatherapy on the planet, so you can be a better bitch and just like totally fucking taken care of, I got the shit for you. I created this skincare line as an extension of my high school senior project. All natural aromatherapy experience, because that's what we did back in the day. On our priestess, bad bitch, queen shits, we used oils, the purest fucking oils that not only penetrated your skin, it anointed you. Waking up first thing in the morning, clearing yourself between meetings, before you pick up your kids, that's the kind of shit I'm on. Almost like if you were saging, but you don't need a lighter. So let me introduce you guys. These make beautiful gifts. A holiday gift, for a Valentine's gift, or a galentine for your clients. A sister circle, somebody's birthday coming up. I also have an affiliate program. So if you want to sign up and you want to be a brand ambassador for Align with Anna, you get paid. To learn more about that, please go to alignwithanna.com/get paid. And let's grow together. You can also shop wholesale, Etsy, and Shopify. As a mom, as someone who really values her self-care and her routine, I use all of these daily. And it's gonna come in a sweet little box. I will put some beautiful tissue in there. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Shop today.